esteemed former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Why? Which stage is most difficult to feel in this exam? Civil services examination. Prelims. Why? Why prelims would be so difficult? No stage is difficult. Why prelims is difficult? Which stage is, statistically speaking, is correct? Statistically speaking, prelims is difficult. But prelims is not difficult. Prelims is just a gateway. Even if you qualify prelims and you are not able to qualify the mains, then also your whole efforts comes to zero. So for successful in the exam, in the single attempt, you have to qualify prelims, you have to qualify mains, and you have to qualify personality test. All the three tests have to be qualified in single step. I see everybody whosoever is sitting in my institute, in my class, they are all from science background. Almost everybody is the physics student. Anybody from any other background? From sociology. Good. Otherwise, almost everyone here is. For science students, prelims is appears to be little more difficult. Although it is equally difficult for person from any background. But for science students, as far as the statistics suggests, number of students from science background qualifying for the mains is dwindling. Almost every year it is declining. Science people find it more difficult to qualify prelims than the mains. I may not be correct. If I am not correct, please correct me. But statistically speaking, if you go through the results of civil services examination, number of students from science background find it more difficult to qualify prelims. There appears to be a logic. Science background candidates typically do not prepare for whatever is prescribed into the syllabus of civil services examination prelims paper 1, which is regarded as a benchmark for qualifying the prelims. Prelims is qualified only on the basis of score of paper 1. And what the paper 1 typically contains? Questions from history, questions from geography, questions from environment and ecology, questions from art and culture, questions from your economy. Good. And few questions, 10-15 questions from general science, and questions of general science are also so difficult, so different kind of things. Like if you are a graduate from physical sciences, then they are appearing from the agriculture sciences. If you are in agriculture science, you are as blank as anybody else. So it is level playing field in general science also. You do not have any advantage. But if you are a humanities student coming from history background, then definitely history, you must have a good background of history. You know, at least factually you are prepared for the history. And the person who has done history, definitely as a minor subject, he must have studied certain other humanity subjects also. So that is why science students in this scheme of examination, where there is only one subject to check your suitability for appearing at the mains, are at little disadvantageous position. That is why every year before 2013, there were more than 350 students from physics used to appear for the mains. Right now there are only 130. Last year only 130 people took the mains examination from physics. Almost similar data is for chemistry. For mathematics little better, 350 or so have taken the mains examination. But the physics and chemistry data is 130, not even 150. And this you can vouchsafe, you can cross-check this information from the current report of UPSC, which has been published in UPSC's website itself, that how many people are appearing. The reason is that our students from science and engineering background are typically not well versed. They are not knowing, they do not know the standard of kind of questions asked from the humanities, static level of the questions. From history, almost all questions in history are of static origin. Very few questions will be dynamic. History itself means static. But definitely if Ramanujan's statue is unveiled by the Prime Minister, then the question you can expect on the Ramanujan. If something is done on the Shakti Pithaj, then you must expect the questions on the Shakti Pithaj. Basic thing is that you carefully analyze the concept of Shakti Pithas. There are 12 Shakti Pithas in India. And every Shakti Pith is guided by who is sitting? Lion. Lion figure has to be there everywhere. Shakti Peeth means lion figure. And in fact, right now when I come from the airport, I see good lions are even surrounding Directorate General of this audit account, defense accounts, audit also there are large number of lions are there. So lions and Shivites temples. So that this examination requires a sense of, keen sense of observation. You cannot remember, this is the exam, this is not the exam of remembering of the facts, mere facts. Definitely facts are important, certain level of facts is essential. But it is not the mere reproduction of your factual knowledge. Wherever you visit, everybody visits some or the other temple. If you visit the temple, your sense of observation must be keen, scientific sense of observation you should have. If this is a Shivite temple that is guarded by bull, where is the bull is sitting? Front of the Shivite temple, Nandi image is there. So every Shivite temple, there are 3 traditions in Hinduism. And if it is a Shakti Peeth, then it is guided by a lion. These kind of simple observations, like if you go to the railway station, then you must be able to keen sense of observation about the trains, which train is going towards which side, because I have brought before me 2 papers of 2022 and paper of 2021, that is the latest, and I have got 2 collection of question papers. They is standard, because in such a short while my whole course runs on the basis of tutorial sheets. And what is tutorial sheet? Previous year tutorial sheets I define as a collection of last year question papers. Because I say one word, I keep on saying that the proper importance is appreciation of the syllabus. Whatever is prescribed in the syllabus, that is very, very important. Typically they ask all the questions which have been prescribed into the syllabus. So how to read the, it is not the game of definitely syllabus must be memorized. Whatever, if the ethics is not the part of the course, ethics need not be focused. If some topic is not the part of the course, need not be focused. Because 99% of the times questions are asked only from whatever has been prescribed into the syllabus. But what is syllabus? What is syllabus? Syllabus is not only that which is written into the syllabus. Syllabus is that which question paper defines. Good. So first step, first advice is that question paper must be very carefully analyzed. That is what I have, because in such a short span of time in during course, this course of preparation you will help us in making and drafting the tutorial sheets. Correct? I have arranged the entire classes in certain format, I will just discuss. But before that I will be using these things. These 2 books, any one of the books, for me both the books are equally good. I do not matter, books are not important. We will evolve, what are they? What are for the? Previous year questions, topic wise collection of previous year questions. Although in the course of this whole duration of 5 months course, whatever we are going to start, in these 5 months course we will evolve our own tutorial sheets. We will evolve our own tutorial sheet. But for me, formation of tutorial sheet, we will take help of these books, because this is collected wisdom. What is this? If someone has done the efforts, why not? We should appreciate that effort and use them for suitability of the purpose. Good. So welcome to this first class of this marathon show, which is going to start from 24th December. Good. And from 24th December, this show is going to be 5 months. 5 months long. From 24th December to 25th May. Because I expect prelims is on 28th of May, right? 28th May. So 25 tak chalega. Up to 25th May is prelims. And the formatting of the course which I am planning, this formatting is 10 hours a week. Normal course, physics classes, chemistry classes, how many hours a week? 12 hours a week. So for prelims, we are going to have how many hours a week? 10 hours a week. Good. And how I am planning 10 hours a week? Because prelims is very vast syllabus. Prelims is, there is no syllabus. To be precise, prelims does not have any syllabus. And do not consider prelims to be difficult. Prelims is a stepping stone. Prelims is difficult because you do not know what is required, how that has to be seen. Prelims is passed on the basis of, prelims is qualified on the basis of your intrinsic level. You have to need lot of efforts. Basically, focus must be on mains. For qualifying prelims, prelims is easily passed if you focus on mains. Mains is only the game of answer writing. If the all factual data, whatever is required from prelims, prelims requires a certain threshold. If you do not cross that threshold, electron cannot be emitted. It is a game of photoelectric effect. Prelims require certain level of energy. If you do not have that energy, electron will not be emitted. Good, so prelims require certain level of threshold knowledge. Threshold we will define into threshold in different ways. In history also, what is the threshold? What kind of questions are asked? How many chapters are there? How to visualize 5,000 years of history? What portion is important? How many questions are coming? For that purpose, for salt, I have collected something. So try to see what is our scheme and what for we are sitting here. I have arranged this entire, my mains test series of physics optional runs for how many months? 2 months. Mains test series is for 2 months. And 2 months are good enough for any good student to revise the entire course of physics, which I teach in how many months? 5 months. For any university is about how many months? 4 years. 4-year course I complete in 4 months basically. 5 months due to my vacation and other things. Otherwise, typically I have been concluding the whole course in 4 months. And that whole revision can be done in 2 months. How? This is well scientific plan. That is how the whole revision is done in 2 months. 1 week for revision. Once you have done the entire course, you have done all derivations, then revision of any course would not require more than 1 week. Good. So according to me, my experience suggests that any portion of GS should not require more than 20 days. Because whosoever is coming, I have invited most of the people who have flunked prelims, correct? Although few of you would have come who must have been appearing into the prelims for the first time, but typically I have invited almost all who has flunked prelims. Why? That is the minimum qualification which I have asked. Flunking prelims means you have gone through once. Only thing is direction is lacking. And according to me, any course, any general studies course is much simpler than doing physics or maths or chemistry or any engineering discipline. Any science discipline is 1,000 times more difficult. How many times? 1,000 times more difficult than anything in history or anything in geography. Proper perspective is required. Only the game of general studies is, here they are not testing you as a historian or your political scientist or your economist. Not at all. What is the level of history they are expecting? A normal person, normal intelligent person, how to use history, how historical facts can be used to build up a better tomorrow or better future. That is the objective of history, nothing else. Here economics has to be used in action. If there is an inflation, there is a rising prices and minister asks you to control that, you must be aware what are the tools available before you, how inflation can be tamed. Good. That is the expectation of a smart person. Good. So definitely don't think this whole preparation is always done with the mains as an objective. Never have the wrong vision. Prelims, maybe benchmark is little high. Threshold is high because you have not gone through. But prelims is not difficult. Difficulty is still mains, because whole rank, your selection to the service is determined on the basis of what is score? Is score of the mains. But if the prelims is well taken care of, prelims is always this. GS is prepared holistically. Every subject is prepared holistically. But here, because optional is not asked in the prelims, during my time even optional was asked in the prelims. Once the optional was asked in the prelims, your preparation of optional has to be also holistic. Holistic means you must be able to solve the objective kind of questions as well as subjective kind of questions. But because in these days optional there is no, optional is not there in the prelims. That is why that holistic nature is missing. Only that you have to write down the big kind of answers. But in GS, still the holistic answer is there and holistic nature is required. You have to prepare for the prelims as well as mains. If you prepare for the prelims thoroughly, like if the background is built up correctly, then very well you can take care of the mains also. Whole factual things of the mains is also prepared. Mains only certain, other than certain things. Certain things means Paper 4, for example, ethics. Ethics requires some extra efforts because questions of ethics are not included into the your assessment of the prelims. Good, although questions of ethics are also asked into paper 2, but little few, and they are not taken for your selection. Good. But otherwise, everything, whatever is content in history, that is same facts, same information will count towards whatever is required, whatever the information you will develop in or remember in mains, prelims, that will be also forming a good background for the mains. Only answer writing is required. Good. So tomorrow we intend to, we are coming up with a scheme, Yugpurush A.B Vajpauee Fellowship Program. We intend to run a batch for 50 students. Typical success rate of my institute in any science optional batch where 50 students sits is 7 to 8 students. 7 to 8 students, like many of you are aware, every year qualifying from a single batch. Every year. 7 to 8 students final seat. And how many appear into the interview? From one subject, one class, 15 to 20 students. This year also over 18 students, more than 18 list we have demonstrated in physics, and approximately same list we have demonstrated from the chemistry. Student appearing for the mains, their list is displayed. We display the result at every stage. My target is, what is the success rate in prelims? What is how do we define success rate? How many people appear and how many people qualify, correct? So how many people typically appear? 5 lakhs. Good. Maybe let us round it up to 4,50,000 so that it becomes little easier. So or 5 lakhs. Then out of 5 lakhs, 10,000 are selected, correct? Rough figure I am saying. Or out of 5,50,000 if they appear, because number of students appearing range from 4,50,000 to 5,50,000 from year to year, not 4,50,000. 4,50,000 is too conservative a figure. Typically people appear, more than 5 lakhs people appear into the exam, and how many pass? 12,000 to 15,000, correct? So if you take average 12,000 out of 4,80,000, 12,000 divided by 4,80,000, good. Then how many? 1 to 1? How many out of 1? 12,000 divided by 4,80,000. That means 12 out of 480, correct? 12 out of 480. That is 1 out of 40. 40, correct? That is the odds probability of passing one student in prelims is what? 1 out of 40. So 3% कैसे आई? हो गई क्या 3%? 1 out of 40. 1 out of 40. That is a typical possibility. And I want to increase it to at least 10 out of 50. That means I want to make it what? 10 out of 50, 20%. Good. I want to make in first batch, whosoever joins, my target is to make very modest target. If everybody passes, everybody qualifies, is very good for me. Good. But I am very practical person in my life. So I assume, what is the success rate I am taking? 10 out of 50. Good. That is also brilliant success rate in prelims. With that objective we are starting. I will be very happy if everybody passes. But my minimum criteria is that 10 people at least should pass from first batch of 50. How I am going to select these 50 students? I am selecting 50 students from all over the country absolutely free. 50 students as a Yugpurush A.B Vajpauee Fellowship. 50 students. Out of 50, 25 in Delhi, 25 in Guwahati. Guwahati means Northeast India. We are running 2 batches. One in Delhi, other one in Guwahati. 25 students absolutely free, 100% free ship in Delhi, and 25 students in Guwahati, 100% free. Guwahati means Assam, all 7 states of Northeast India. We are going to conduct the exam. Here we are going to conduct the exam tomorrow. but due to some technical reason, because we have to have certain, this year we are also running the course at Assam Administrative Staff College, which is a provincial level training center for the people of Assam Civil Services. There they also run pre-examination training course. This year we are running the course for them also. So there is some technical problem, like we have conducted the exam for them. We are evaluating and giving the result. So I'm contributing to that thing. So in Assam, we are going to conduct, at our Guwahati center, we are going to conduct the exam on 25th. This exam for Delhi center, for whose orientation class I am going to take today, test will be tomorrow. Test is tomorrow, because advertisement is for what date? 20th, 5 to 7 o'clock. 100 questions objective kind of test. Yeah, 100 questions objective kind of test. Out of that test, we are going to select how many? 25. Good. Out of 25, 33% seats are reserved for women candidates. That means out of 25, we are going to select 8 girls students. 8. 17 boys. Absolutely free. Absolutely free means they have to also pay 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees for your all those books and different kind of things. And we are coming with the, because nothing is free. If absolutely free, people will not come. If anything is made free, then worst thing about the free is, then discipline is never built. And we are going to distribute lot of material for self-reading. Course is on self-reading mode with the proper direction. And this kind of program is unique to all over the country. The kind of program which I am coming up is a unique to all over the country, not only in Delhi. Tell your all friends. A unique program. What kind of unique program it is? 10 hours a week. And the batch is running only on weekends. Weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Maybe if the need will arise, then I will go for 3 days a week also. But in the beginning, I think only we will be going for 2 days a week, Saturday and Sunday, 5-hour classes. Maybe from 4 to 9 o'clock or 4 to your 8:30. That kind of thing we are going to have. And this program is like every week we are going to contribute on 3 hours on the core course. For the holistic and foundation course, we have divided the whole thing into 6 modular things. 6 portions are important from GS point of view: history and culture, geography along with environment and ecology, then polity. Environment and ecology is a separate portion. History and culture along with ancient India, holistic history I am talking, history, geography, environment and ecology, then your polity, then general science and your economy. These are 6 courses, correct? And every course, I will just show you, we have devised certain lectures on whom we think we can do justice. We can do justice. Typically you see that certain courses are requiring about 20 to 25 hours, but big courses are requiring about 40 to 50 hours. 40 to 50 hours of discussion for completing whatever is the threshold level to get threshold information. If I talk about Kishan Deva Raya, then you must know his all books and his all concept of Kishan Deva Raya, which dynasty belonged to, Sangam, Sulwa, Tulwa and all those things. You must know those background. That is certain threshold level which I am going to define in every course. So very scientifically, the very same way we have devised our science programs, same way we have devised our GS program. This takes about 40 to 50 classes. I am just going to demonstrate in due course of time how the whole program is lecture wise. And then this whole course has been divided into different tutorial sheets. Like if history, 50 hours. Then 50 hours means typically a week we expect about 10 hours. Good, 10 malab 6 to 8 hours we will be expecting for history. So how do we conduct that program? This is unique. I said the program is unique. This program is based on tutorial sheets along with tutorial sheets, because right now we are not in a position to frame the tutorial sheets. Then what shortcut we are going to adopt for the tutorial sheets? We will photocopy the material from different textbooks. Good, but according to my lecture plan, not according to their lecture plan. Lecture plan means history. I am dividing history into certain topics. So from that topic, because I am seeing history from scientific perspective. Scientific perspective means there is one approach is linear approach. Only linear in the time frame I am talking. Time frame. Like 4000 BC to 3000 BC, 3000 BC to 2000 BC, then 2000 BC to this. Then similarly modern India will divide on the chronological fashion, and whatever the different events has taken place, what is their importance, what are different connotations of them. Accordingly we will devise the tutorial sheets. Good. So first of all, throughout a week you need to study that topic. You will say that NCERT has to be studied, or it has to be studied from Wonder That Was India. What chapter has to be studied? Like if the question is on from the different schools of Buddhist thought, and details are not given in NCERT books, whatever kind of questions had been asked, then those questions must have been picked up from somewhere by the source. You do not know the source, but I know the source. From which source that questions has been lifted. We will give you photocopied. Wonder That Was India, 2 chapters are required. Read those 2 chapters. Good. Then after that, what we are going to do next week whenever we will meet, or Saturday, if I am dealing with the contents, then at the end of the Saturday course, next week, I am going to give you 50 questions test series. 50 questions objective and maybe 10 questions subjective. Those subjective questions you need not answer right now, but you have to have the glimpse that if you have studied the Bhakti movement, what kind of subjective question can be asked from the Bhakti movement. What kind of subjective question could be asked on the Sufi movement, which can be later on built up for writing down the answers. So after every 4-hour class, 3 hour, in fact 3-hour core course. In fact, I am dividing this whole 5-hour classes for every day into 2 segments. One is the core class. Core class is like history, geography, economy, ecology. They are all core portions. 2.5 hours to 3 hours of a core class. Then 1 hour class for general study, this current affairs. Current affairs is inbuilt. I have divided this whole course for 250 hours, 250 plus hours. So out of 250 plus hours, certain hours are for the core discipline. Like first month is the domain of history, and current affairs is continuous 5 months. Current affairs is continuous 5 months. If the course is of 50, we are meeting for 50 lectures. Every month tentatively we can meet for 8 to 9 classes, correct? If the course runs for weekends, then every month typically how many times we can meet? 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah, 4 to 5 weeks. Good. And every week we are meeting for 2 times. That means how many? 8 to 10 times we are making. Good. And for 5 months, how many times we can meet? 40 to 45 times. Correct. So 40, there will be 40. That is how current affairs classes are distributed. 1 hour per day, 40-hour classes. Correct. 1 hour current affairs class. That also scientifically we are dividing. That current affairs are 2022 and current affairs are 2021. First we will focus on 2021, and then later on the month on March onwards we can focus on 2022. 1 hour per day is a brief review of current affairs. Every day. Good. Then 1 hour, 2.5 hours to 3 hours is core. 2.5 hours to 3 hours, core. Core means history, geography, economy, whatever is required. That is core. 1 hour for current affairs. Good. So 4 hours. And 1 hour is unique. Who will qualify the prelims? Who is going to pass the prelims? 1 hour so each. 1 hour so each. Who is going to pass? Pre. And if you happen to pass my round, then I will give you this book. This kind of books. Maybe this is 700 rupees or maybe 500 rupees. Not this book. Not this book. This kind of books. And I am buying more than 100 books. 100 standard books. Every book is a showpiece. Every book itself is this is not a showpiece. This is, you are familiar, so I am showing these books. I have brought standard books, 100 books, which I consider every well-read person should have access to. Freedom at Midnight. Freedom at Midnight, Dominic Lapierre's. Wonder That Was India, A.L. Basam. That kind of big books. Sapiens. These kind of books I have collected, about 100 books. And every session, because every week I am going to take only one session. Go to 2 days class, 1 day is a test. Every day class is 3-hour course, core, 1 hour current affairs. Good. Plus 1 hour test. Saturday 1 hour test. Try to appreciate what is the unique feature I am adding. 5 hours class, 3 hours of the class, 1 hour of the current affairs, and 50 questions. 50 questions. 100 questions in 2 hours, then 50 questions in 1 hour. We will give you 50 question test. Good. On the basis of 50 question test, you treat that as fastest finger first. Whatever Amitabh Bachchan does, fastest finger first. What is fastest finger first equivalent in my course? 50 questions objective test on Saturdays. Good. At the end or beginning, that we can decide in due course at time whether beginning or end. Good. First, like if history has been done, if I have taken 6 hours of the history, then I will give you 50 question test on history. Good. That may be of the previous year questions, that may be of any other similar kind of questions, but 50 question test, 1 hour you have to take. 5 hours are full. 50 minutes test, then 10 minutes you have to evaluate. You have to evaluate sitting before me. I will give you this is the answer. On the basis of that, whosoever is first 3, 4, good, they will get a chance to sit with me before this camera for the next day. Saturday I have taken the test. Sunday after the class, 3-4 hours is the routine schedule, whatever is going on. 5th hour is for what? Who is going to qualify prelims? Who is going to qualify prelims? And what I am going to do? I will collect 10 books before me for you to win those books. I will display what nice books I have brought. 10 books. I am buying the books. Good. And then every question number 1. Who is going to sit before me first? Who has been the first of that test? Good. I ask. And the level of question is not Amitabh Bachchan's KVC. Level of question is what? UPSC prelims. UPSC prelims. And that question may not be previous year question. That is a new question. I will ask some question. Whom I am asking the question? The person who has got the first, and everybody is listening. I will directly ask the question. First question you have answered, you will get a book. Then next question. Good. And I have just opened, and that is the unique style. What I am going to do? Like history is going on, I will bring all the book of history. R.S. Sharma, Ancient India by R.S. Sharma, Culture Wonder That Was India. Those kind of books I will collect 2 pieces. Good. And I will get the question before in the book itself. I have written the question. When I will bring the book, I will write down the question from that book only. Good. And I will ask that question. Certain books are kept here. Economy books, history books, so on and so on. You say this book, ask. I will ask the question from economy. Answer. If you have answered that question, you have got the first book. You have answered the second question, second book, third question, third book. If you have not been able to answer, go out. Come, the second person will come. Second person will get a chance. He will answer the questions. And if he is also not able to answer, then the question is thrown to the audience. Audience can also answer the question and win the book. Good. And this kind of show will go on for how many questions? I intend to take about 20 to 25 questions. Good. On a topic specific. If the first day test was on history, 1 hour test was on history, then I have asked 25 other questions on the history orally to the persons who have got the highest marks, or the question is thrown to the audience if they cannot answer. And I expect I am going to make the questions where they cannot answer. My focus is that they should not win any books. My focus is not that easily they should win the books. They should not win the books easily unless they are well prepared. But focus is clear. So focused, nothing. That if I have taught only up to 6th century, if I have taken the classes only up to 600 AD, then I will ask the question only up to 600 AD. I am not going to ask you question from the modern India. That I am not going to do. That will streamline your preparation. Good, because UPSC can ask anything. If you have studied up to 600 AD, you must be able to answer all the questions of Buddhism. You must be able to answer all the questions on your Jainism. You have to answer, you must be capable to answer all the questions on your any other philosophy of that time. Good. That is how 1 hour session we are going to use in the next day. That is how this program is a unique program. We will take the help of the fellows, Atal Bihari Vajpayee fellows. Who are the Atal Bihari? And my focus is that everybody should pass the exam. Not that only 10 pass. 10 is my benchmark. 10 is threshold from my side because I know the level of the competition. And none of the people sitting here have passed the prelims. And success rate in prelims already you said what? 1 out of 40. 1 out of 40. So if in the class of 40, if you can produce even 10 results, you have magnified it to 10 times. It's not that easy right now. But if you do not fail the prelims, you do not realize how difficult it is. But if you flunk the prelims, then you know how difficult is the benchmark. And the first class itself, you will be able to find out how we are raising the level. Good. So that is how the whole program is of how many lectures? Minimum. And this is tentative. Try to appreciate in my life. In my life, planning has a great role. Because this kind of program, due to this fact, and in fact I have felt very sorry and very bad that our students, physics students and chemistry students and mathematics students, number of students are declining in the mains exam, not in the final exam, in the mains exam. Once they are not taking the mains, lesser number of people are taking the mains, lesser number of people are finally getting selected. So number of students have to be increased in the prelims stage itself. So for that thing, first time we are evolving exclusive prelims program. We have never planned focus on prelims because science students always have been very good. In physics we have never had any problem. In the earlier years we had never had any problems. In fact, even right now we do not have any problems. More than 100 of our students are taking the mains exam, but total overall number of students from the science disciplines have declined, and there is a continuous pressure on us to start exclusive prelims program. So this year we are coming with the exclusive prelims program, and in fact great thing is that teaching physics, every portion of physics is much more difficult than teaching every portion of GS. For the person like me, I can teach anything in general studies, anything at any point of time, other than what? Current affairs. Current affairs will need a little bit preparation, and history and other things will not require much preparation. All static portion, I know what is the threshold. Good, so definitely we are bringing the best teachers. I cannot teach each and every course looking at my other engagements, but I will teach all those portions which you will demand. My courses are typically run on the basis of demand of the students. I became a teacher. I started teaching mathematics, optional. I passed this exam on my own twice. 2 times I took the interview. In fact, all the 4 times I took the mains exam. Twice I went to the interview stage. Long back, so long back that you were not even born when I took the interview for this exam, first and second time. And that will be visible to you even when I take my first class. So I can teach. In fact, I can teach the whole course, but I will not do that. I do not have that much time and energy. I will be teaching any 3 portions. So whatever you will like, we will start with that. But in the beginning, definitely I will start coaching on my own so that agenda and pace camera is set up. First classes will be taken by me so that my other teachers can also see how the course is run, with how much energy is required and how much momentum is required and what is the perspective, how the paper has to be viewed and analyzed. For that purpose exclusively I will be starting the course, and maybe after 10-15 days other courses, like few other courses, because I intend to teach 2-3 courses, not more than that, because I cannot take that many classes. If the course is 250 hours, I cannot keep on sitting for 5 hours a day for the class. Once my main focus is what? Who will qualify then? No. My main focus is every week that program is only by me, is camera. I am coming here for the program. Main thing is who will qualify the prelims. That is the catch word. जैसे कौन बनेगा करोड़पति, यहाँ करोड़पति बनने से भी ज़्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है प्रीलिम्स पास करना. समझ रहे हो? करोड़पति तो कोई भी बन सकता है. करोड़पति कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. इस देश में जाने कितने पाए जाते हैं, लेकिन प्रीलिम्स पास करना मेरी नज़र में करोड़पति बनने से भी ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। करोड़पति का बच्चा भी प्रीलिम्स नहीं पास कर पाता, उल्टा लटक जाता है, समझ रहे हो। प्रीलिम्स पास करना करोड़पति बनने से ज़्यादा कठिन है, कैमरे के सामने बोल रहा हूँ। करोड़पति वाले का तो क्वेश्चन का कोई लेवल ही नहीं है। यहाँ प्रीलिम्स के क्वेश्चन का जब देखोगे क्या लेवल के क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं प्रीलिम्स में, कोई आईएएस के एग्जाम के हिसाब से क्वेश्चन पूछे जाने। So my main focus is that every week I am going to take a course, who will going to qualify prelims, and that is a recorded program. My purpose is that to record at least 20 sessions, 20 episode बनाने हैं मुझे। हाँ 10 ही बनेंगे सिर्फ। हाँ 1 ईयर में मेरा 20 वीडियो का प्रोग्राम है, कम से कम एक घंटे के 20 बन जाएँ, और उससे स्टैंडर्ड सेट हो जाएगा अच्छे क्वेश्चंस का, एंड डेफिनेटली बेस्ट क्राउड इज देयर। सो वी मे स्टार्ट विथ एनी प्रोग्राम। सो टुमारो विल बी ए टेस्ट, 100 क्वेश्चन टेस्ट एट 5 to 7, and then Saturday next is 24th we are going to take we intend to start the class, first class, and first class who will going to determine the first class, who is going to join the program. Who is going to join the program? Good. From where we should start? Good. क्योंकि पहला कोर्स किसको पढ़ाना है? पहला कोर्स का टीचर कौन है? मैं ही हूँ। फर्स्ट कोर्स वाजपेयी सर। गुड। फर्स्ट कोर्स बाय वाजपेयी सर। सो फर्स्ट कोर्स ऑन डिमांड। फिजिक्स का क्लास कैसे चलता है मेरा? ऑन डिमांड। कि थर्मोडायनामिक्स से चलेगा, कि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मैग्नेटिज्म से चलेगा, कि क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स चलेगा, ऑन डिमांड। एग्जैक्टली सिमिलर वे फर्स्ट कोर्स इज ऑन डिमांड। कि आपको हिस्ट्री पढ़नी है, हिस्ट्री पढ़नी है तो हिस्ट्री पढ़ाते हैं आप। इकोनॉमी पढ़नी है तो इकोनॉमी पढ़ाते हैं। इन्वायरमेंट इकोलॉजी पढ़ना है तो इन्वायरमेंट। क्या नहीं पढ़ाना चाहता? ज्योग्राफी नहीं पढ़ाना चाहता हूँ, एक जनरल साइंस नहीं पढ़ाना चाहता हूँ, 2 कोर्स क्या क्या नहीं पढ़ाना चाहता हूँ, बता। पढ़ाना चाहता नहीं, वैसा नहीं, पढ़ा नहीं सकता हूँ। साइंस का तो टीचर ही हूँ, बट आई डोंट वांट टू टीच जनरल साइंस। उसमें भी एग्रीकल्चर पढ़ा दूंगा, बायोटेक पढ़ा दूंगा, वो सब पढ़ा दूंगा, बट आई डोंट वांट टू टीच जनरल साइंस। फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री कभी नहीं पढ़ाऊंगा, गलती से भी नहीं पढ़ाऊंगा। I don't want to teach physics, chemistry, those. General science I don't want to teach. I don't want to teach geography. Other than that, everything I can teach. History I can teach, economy I can teach, polity in fact I have been teaching, polity also I can teach. Current affairs I intend to teach. Good. So out of 6 courses I can teach 4 courses. But preferred, tentatively I planned, but tentative plan doesn't sit. That if I say 50 hours, I may not, many of the times I may not be able to do justice with the 50 hours. Maybe I may require 60 classes, but 50 is minimum. That is what, according to me, almost all kind of questions which are being asked can be answered. And course will require, design of the course is, if it is 6 hours of the class along with all these practice sessions, then it will require minimum of 15 hours. 6 hours will require 6 hours of the core course. 6 hours of the core class will require self-study of 15 hours. That is what is the design. 6 hours will require 15 hours. 1 hour of the class will require 2.5. Correct? 2.5. 2.5 come? 6 out of 1.5. 1.5. 6 hours के लिए नहीं, 2.5 ही लगेगा ना। 2.5 6 hours पर 1 घंटे की क्लास के लिए आपको 2.5 घंटे की सेल्फ स्टडी, मतलब हफ्ते में 15 घंटे की सेल्फ स्टडी करनी पड़ेगी। तब आप पूरे कंटेंट को मेरी स्पीड पे मैच कर पाएंगे। एक क्लास ही जब मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगा तो आपको दिखा दूंगा कितना पढ़ा दिया मैंने, कितना फैक्चुअल डेटा, और कैसे याद करने की कई टेक्निकें बताई आपको, कैसे याद करना है, क्या व्हाट इज द मिनिमम थ्रेशोल्ड इज रिक्वायर्ड। गुड। तो कुछ पूछना है तो पूछो। देखो ये सब है, कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं सब लिखे हुए हैं यहाँ पर। ये देखिए चेंजिंग ट्रेंड ऑफ द पेपर, इकोनॉमी, इसी हिसाब से लेक्चर प्लान हैज बीन डिवाइज्ड। इनफैक्ट 2 बुक्स के साथ बनाया है मैंने, एक का नहीं, दोनों का, ये भी दिखाऊंगा आपको। देयर आर 2 बुक्स ऑफ प्रीलिम्स क्वेश्चन पेपर्स, नथिंग, दे आर टॉपिक वाइज कलेक्शन ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस। सो टॉपिक वाइज एनालिसिस ऑफ 9 प्रीलिम्स, आई एग्री रफली टू दिस थिंग्स। आप भी एग्री करेंगे इसको, दैट इज हाउ द questions has been asked. In 2022, economy had the largest number of questions, correct? 2022 का पेपर है, अब सबके पास होना चाहिए. Everybody should have the paper of 2022 and carefully examine the paper of 2022. According to this analysis, economy and government schemes had how many questions? 21 questions. And there is a rough, every year 2016 also there were 29 questions. 2017 there were 29 questions. 2018 there are 25 questions. 2019 28 questions. 2020 23 questions. 22 also there were 21 questions. 21 questions from economy and the schemes of the government. That is largest number of questions have been asked from this part. Then environment is consistently about 20 questions. Simplest section. Environment and ecology is having how many questions? 20 questions. देखिए 17, 28, 22, 21, 14, 20, 18, 22. Agriculture 3 questions. 5 to 6 questions every year on agriculture. Very important section. You neglect. Then geography 12 questions, not much. Focus of geography is reduced. Then science and tech there are 12 questions. History and culture there are roughly about 20 questions. Average, if I take the average, history and culture, how many questions are there? 20 questions are there approximately. Okay. 21, 15, 20. You see the current years 20, 21, 60. 20, 21, about 20 questions. Then our international relationship, 8 questions. They are all international relations and current affairs. We will include them into the current affairs. Then polity and governance. This is 10 questions this year. Last year there were 18. Roughly there are about 15 questions. Average factor for the questions on polity. They are also extremely simple questions. Polity and governance questions are 15. So that is how the typical distributions of the questions. And then देखिए another set. देखिए इन्होंने क्या कहा 2022 हिस्ट्री एंड कल्चर अकॉर्डिंग टू देम देयर आर हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस 14. पहले वाले में कितने थे 14. पॉलिटी इज 13, ज्योग्राफी इज 17, एनवायरनमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी इज 16, इकोनॉमी एंड सोशल इवेंट्स 17, जनरल साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी 13, and this IR current events is 5. That is how 16. So they are broader contours of the prelims paper. History and culture, if you take the average, typical question from history is from 15 to 20. 15 to 20 questions are asked from history. And out of 15 to 20 questions, about 10 questions are from modern India and freedom struggle. And 10 questions are from culture, ancient and medieval India. Typical distribution. Good. And history starts from Paleolithic age to Neolithic, and from Paleolithic, Neolithic to the present age. Present. Even world history questions are there. World history questions are also asked. So you cannot ignore the questions on world history also. Good. Government of India has decided to maintain even Angkor Wat temple. Right? Foreign Minister has given a statement somewhere that to maintain our cultural heritage, Government of India is going to maintain even the Angkor Wat temple. Good. Why not? I can ask different questions on Angkor Wat temple. Angkor Wat temple is not the part of our history. Angkor Wat is Cambodia. Good. What history? I can ask you who was the king at that time, what were the different salient features of Angkor Wat temple. Different kind of question can be asked on them. There will be world civilizations. Question can be on world civilizations also. Different civilizations. So because that kind of questions has to, like Ramanujan. Last year there was a question on Ramanujan's statue was unveiled by Prime Minister at Hyderabad. And accordingly there was a question. Prime Minister unveiled the statue of Shankaracharya, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya at your Kedarnath. And there was a question. So definitely on Angkor Wat temple also there can be question. That kind of thing. So that is what is another version. Another version of the kind of questions. Good. So whether they are true or they are not true, you must be in a position, someone must be in a position to check whether they are true or they are not true. Maybe these classification may not be correct. Good. So if you are a smart person, within 5 minutes we can classify what is the paper. You can do that. You should have the access to paper. What is how the original paper is coming. And which question must be classified into which way. Classification and count. Within 5 to 10 minutes you will be able to celebrate what kind of questions has been asked in a year. Good. And every question has to go for the search. Whatever the different kind of things have been asked on the questions. I have underlined many portions. Sangam literature in ancient South India. Extremely important question. You must have studied history. How many of you have studied Sangam literature? Where to read Sangam literature from? This year they have asked a question and I have underlined Sangam literature. Which one of the following statements is straightforward question? Which one of the following statements about Sangam literature in ancient South India is correct? Simple question. Many questions are very long drawn and twisted. But some questions in the paper, about 30 questions in the paper are very straightforward. But many of us do not have that data, do not have the information, have not gone through the Sangam literature. See, if our vision of the country is holistic, we see the whole thing in holistic perspective, and then definitely we cannot ignore the history of South India. And history of South India, Sangam literature plays a great role. They were the assemblies. I cannot teach right now, but whenever I will come prepared with the Sangam literature part. Sangam literature is essential. Where to study? I know from where to study. You should also know where to study. Tamil Nadu board books are there. Sangam literature, definitely North Indian books. Your NCERT books do not have much focus on from the Sangam literature. But can you ignore South India? Can you ignore the Northeast India when there is so much focus of the Prime Minister on Northeast India? You must know the history of Pala and Sena Empire. Who was the founder of Pala Empire? What is the contribution? I have asked 3 questions. I should not tell you the test paper. I have asked the question. And straightforward questions I have asked. Straightforward. Simplest. But because you have not, your vision is not to see the country as a holistic unit. You focus our attention, we focus too much attention on Delhi as a center of power. We give so much attention to Delhi as a center of power that we ignore other regional centers of power. You have to focus on them. And they are very straightforward questions. Dekho, Ramanujan wala bhi hai. Next question, Ramanujan. Which one of the following statements about Sangam literature in ancient South India is correct? Sangam poems are divided. So आप संगम लिटरेचर के अगर 5 क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो, 5 क्वेश्चन, अगर टॉपिक वाइज अरेंज है संगम लिटरेचर पे क्वेश्चन, 5 क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो, तुम्हारा सारा संगम लिटरेचर प्रिपेयर हो जाएगा. जब तक 5 क्वेश्चन नहीं देखोगे उस टॉपिक के, यू कैन नॉट नो व्हाट इज द डेप्थ ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस ऑन संगम. वेदर किसी ने कह दिया तमिलनाडु बोर्ड की किताब इंपॉर्टेंट है क्या? Will that book, whether that book is superficial or book is really in depth, that will be known only when you are able to answer the questions asked from the history of South India. If you can answer all the questions from history of South India from that Tamil Nadu board book, then only that book is important. Otherwise everybody has said Tamil Nadu board book, and everybody is following Tamil Nadu book board. There is a great book by Neelkanta Shastri. History of South India, there is a great book by Neelkanta Shastri, standard book. And if you read 1 or 2 chapters from Neelkanta Shastri, I hope every question is answered about this Sangam literature. But although this question was quite superficial, which one of the following statements about Sangam literature is correct? Otherwise, most of the questions are, which is not correct. I have seen this paper this year also, I saw carefully that questions, how the questions are made difficult, then they are saying that which one of them is not correct. And I have asked in fact similar kind of questions. And then they are asking matching. Matching questions are also little, these days now standard has become little higher. In matching questions also, they are saying which one of them is not correctly matched. Not that which is correctly matched. They are asking which one of them, how many pairs of them is not correctly matched. 4 or 5 pairs are given and which one of them is not correctly matched. So until unless you know all the 4 pairs, you are not in a position to answer which one of them is not correctly matched. Good. And you said memory is not required. How memory is not required? Memory will be definitely required to remember those kind of facts. The kind of facts has been asked. And many questions are very simple also. Try to understand. If you go through, I saw many questions quite easy. And many questions as the Game of India yearbook. For current affairs also, I will be sharing from India yearbook. India yearbook is very important in other book. Then this lodge. I see at least 4 or 5 questions from lodge. Environmental Protection Act 1986. There are questions. Wildlife Wildlife Conservation Act 1972. That Wildlife Act has been very recently modified also. Parliament has rectified that, amendment has been brought into that thing. So that will be also a very important question this side. So all environmental legislations will require at least 2-3 hour treatment, all environmental legislations. What are the salient features of different environmental acts? So that is how the whole thing will go on. Then very simple, there are certain questions are very, very straightforward. So I think selecting 40 questions even in this paper for the beginning also will not be difficult for anybody. But if I give the paper, many of you will not be able to make even 40 questions correct. ये जो air quality index, good. In air quality index, which are the gases which are not included in air quality index? Which are the gases I am giving you? Oxides of nitrogen, carbon monoxide, SO2, PM 2.5, PM 10, ozone and CO2. Which of the pair of the gases are not included in AQI? An important question. 3 times this same kind of question in some different distortions has been asked. Little deviation from this. Air quality index. Good, straightforward. Question is, I think this is the threshold. This kind of question according to me is what? Threshold. Everybody must be aware of, not that AQI, everybody is saying that high, bad AQI, 400, good AQI, less than 100, yeah, different classification in terms of color codes, everybody is on. But what is in AQI? Air quality index. How many gases we are including? Only 5 pair of things. PM 2.5, PM 2.5, particulate matter, 2.5, 10, good. Then SOx, SO2, NOx, not CO2 and not O3. Not O3, ozone is not included, and CO2 is also not included. So you must know these things should be clear that CO2 is not included and O3 is not included. O3, ozone, if ozone will increase anywhere, then what will happen? Good, this is a basic fact. So if कहीं पूछ लेगा O3 is increased, then what will happen? Asthma will happen. So air quality index does not include O3 and CO2. Good, PM 2.5, PM 10, NOx, SO2, CO. 5. These are 5 constituents of air quality index. Good, that kind of questions I can ask you on this thing. So similar questions you are asked. Question number 100. Pollutants. Consider the following: carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, ozone, sulfur dioxide. Excess of which of them is in the environment is the cause of acid rain? Acid कौन कौन सा? HNO3 कैसे बनेगा? NO2 से बनेगा, NOx से बनेगा. H2O plus NOx is HNO3. Then SO2, H2SO. Carbon monoxide, no ozone. 4 हैं 4. Carbon monoxide, nitrogen, ozone and sulfur dioxide. Good. Which one of them is responsible for acid rain? क्या? 1, 2 and 3. 1 मतलब carbon monoxide. Is carbon monoxide responsible? No. 1 तो खत्म हो गया. तो जहां जहां 1 है वो तो गायब हो गया. A is gone, D is gone. Now C is saying 4 only. Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide भी होता है. तो आपको is state powered, B state powered. Acid rain. This is basic, simplest questions which you could have answered. Then similarly, he is asking about nanoparticles. They are the questions on general science. Like for example, nanoscience. Other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist in nature. Other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist in nature. Nanoparticles. What are nanoparticles? Whose dimensions are typically 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. Nanoparticles. Correct? So all nanoparticles are not man-made. Some of them are naturally existing. Aerosols, different aerosols. Correct? And different kind of other nanoparticles which are thriving in the upper atmosphere. Anywhere. Those nanoparticles are naturally occurring also. So first statement becomes what? Wrong. Immediately it becomes wrong. So if one is wrong, 1 is wrong, 3 questions are already finished. देखो एक ही मैंने जैसे ही पकड़ा, एक पहला ही गलत हो गया. Other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist in nature. Correct? First statement is wrong. If first statement is wrong, now immediately I saw the choice. One only. He is asking which of the statements given below is correct. If I would have asked not correct, then it would be difficult. I have asked which one of them is correct. Which one of them is correct? So पहला तो non correct हो गया. That means जहाँ जहाँ one है वो सब out हो गए. One only is out. One A is out. C is out. Now only choice is between B and D. Even if you do not know much, then also you can find out that because first choice is wrong, then other wherever the first is mentioned, that cannot be the answer. General science question. Simple question. I consider these questions as the simple questions. Then 2 is also correct. Nanoparticles are some metallic oxides are used in the manufacture of some cosmetics. Definitely nanoparticles of some metallic oxides are used in manufacture of some cosmetics. That is true. Nanoparticles of some commercial products which enter the environment are unsafe for humans. Straight forward. ये तो correct होना ही होना है बताओ. What is saying? Nanoparticles of some commercial products which enter the environment are unsafe for humans. Few. Open-ended question. That has to be correct. So this is also correct. Second is also correct. 2 and 3 are correct. That is nanoparticle general science question is also. Okay, so not difficult. ऐसा ही there are many questions. Even in history parts I observed certain questions are very not difficult. ठीक है. So any question you want to ask, you can ask me. ये distribution वगैरह दिख गया और क्या क्या बनाया है इसने. Any question? बोलो. हाँ जी.
So provided that we clear the prelims, how do we leverage this preparation towards mains?
Very important. Mains, what is mains? Prelims is anything under the sun. Syllabus of prelims is very vast. Mains is focused. Focus and answer writing. Good. You have remembered rock cut architecture, because in the prelims they ask a lot of questions on rock cut architecture. So holistic answer, I may not be able to supply you all the exact data right now, but I am just sharing the vision. If your vision is holistic, that means you must be able to tell me distribution of rock cut temples in all parts of the country in all facets of time. Ancient India, medieval India, modern India. Is there any rock cut temple? Where is the rock cut, standard rock cut temples you may remember? And this is the question of prelims. In fact, if you go for rock cut ancient India culture part, then lot of questions are there in prelims also on rock cut temple. Good. And if I am asking any question connected with the mains, what I need to supply? Only holistic vision. What things I am getting from rock cut temple? What messages I can draw from the rock cut temple? What is their importance? How do they connect the whole country? How they integrate the country? How they aid to the unification of the country? Unity of the country. Correct. So what are the rock cut temples? I was in Bombay. I know there are so many caves in nearby Bombay, Maharashtra. There are so many, and they are all rock cuts. Ajanta caves are also rock cut. Canary caves are rock cut. Then you gateway of India, you go towards that Elephanta caves. They are also rock cut. Many of you must have, if you have gone through have visited Elephanta caves. Elephanta caves, correct, which are from Bombay, that gateway of India, you go towards that island. Then Elephanta caves are there. Then Canary caves are there. Then rock cut, Rashtrakutas built up many rock cut temples. Good. And most of these rock cut temples belongs to which school, which philosophy? Buddhist. Buddhist. But there are certain Hindu temples also. That Elephanta caves are having the murti of Trimurti. Shiva temples are also there. So wherever Shiva temple will be there, I already told you Nandi will be sitting. If Nandi is sitting, Shiva temple. If lion is guiding somewhere, there is Shaktipeeth. So they are spread all parts of the country. Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh also there is a rock cut. What is called that? Nagarjuna Konda. Nagarjuna Konda site is there. Then Udaygiri. Udaygiri where? Bhubaneswar, Udayagiri in Odisha. Udayagiri is also rock cut temples. Kharvela kings. Good. Kharvela kings were there in the Udayagiri caves. Udayagiri is also the example of rock cut. Correct. Holistic vision means immediately I will see what is in South India, at least one example of South, one example of East, one example somewhere in West, and somewhere in North if there is. If there is nothing, then I can ignore. Holistic rock cut temples. So what? They add on to unity and integrity of the country. They say that all different philosophical schools coexisted. Many of the times Buddhism were there, and Buddhism, even in Northeast India, Gopala is the founder of Pal dynasty. Gopala created many things, and they gave many grants to Hindus to construct the temples. So different faiths coexisted. So what kind of question is there? If you have got the factual information about all these rock cut temples, which will be there, which should be developed on the basis of your prelims preparation, then you have to use this knowledge in writing a nice answer depending upon what has been asked. Focused. So you have to play with this information only. Information will not be something extra. On this basis only, from the information, whatever you are developing, whatever you are remembering during your prelims days, by the help of that information, you try to write a nice answer. And if you have done holistically, how many schools were there are? If you are going by if I teach history in the linear fashion, you know what I mean by linear fashion? First AD to 300 AD, first AD to let us say 600 AD, then 6 to 1000 AD. Good. Because many of the times, many empires were there for 300 years. So contribution of Gupta kings. Gupta kings made what kind of temples? Where do they made the temples? What was the style of temple? Similarly, Dramid kings, Chalukyan style. Good. Cholas style of temples, sculptures. What is the basic difference between all those kind of things? How one style of, if they are of the same style, then why there should be a question? They are different. Cholas would have some other style, some other temple will have some other style, Besar school will some other style. So how they differ in styles? किसी का गोपुरम बड़ा है, किसी का कुछ गेटवे बड़ा है, किसी में 5 स्टोरी बना हुआ है, किसी में नंदी बैठा हुआ है, किसी में और राक्षस, मतलब different other people are there to guard the temples. Good. So all those salient features, and question is very depth. If you know these salient features, how one school differs from the other school, then that information can be very well used in the mains also. Good, because history is standard. History is standard. Same information you cannot, whatever the information base you require for the prelims, same information base you require for the mains also. Information base is not different. History is static. History is static. I am not going to ask the questions on what is Narendra Modi ji doing. If Narendra Modi is doing something, then it is a question of current affairs. It is not the history. Good. What is the difference between climate and weather? Long, in certain place, geographical area, over the long period, what is the condition of temperature, pressure and different kind of parameters? Over the long period of time, climate, more than 35 years, more than 35 years. If I find out those parameters for a selected period of time, then it is a weather, 1 day weather, 15 days weather report, weather forecast. But if certain trends persist over long period, then it is called climate. Good. So history means long previous years record. Good. ठीक है क्वेश्चन? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन जी? पूछो भाई साहब, कुछ पूछ रहा है? कुछ नहीं पूछना है? अच्छा, किसी को कुछ नहीं पूछ रहा, कितना अच्छा है। मेरी क्लास की तो सबसे खास बात क्या है भाई? मेरी क्लास की सबसे खास बात क्या है समझ रहे? पहली बार आए हो मेरी क्लास में, कुछ भी पढ़ने आओगे, कोई स्टूडेंट कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेगा, और दूसरा टीचर कोई भी होगा उससे 10 क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, मुझसे कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेगा। ठीक है जी, क्वेश्चन जो पूछना चाहो पूछ लो, क्वेश्चन फायदा है, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन पूछोगे तभी फायदा होगा। ये नहीं कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है, ये ध्यान रखना, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है। ये पहली बात समझ लो कि मुझे आज की डेट में अभी कुछ नहीं आता है। सिर्फ मुझे क्या आता है कि थ्रेशोल्ड कैसे डिसाइड करना है, थ्रेशोल्ड को कैसे क्रॉस करना है, किस तरीके के क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं, विजन है, उस विजन को ट्रांसलेट करना है, आपको ही पढ़ना है। सिर्फ इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि 50 घंटे में करा दूंगा, 50 घंटे में करा दूंगा, तो ये सब फैक्चुअल डेटा मैं आपको बता दूंगा क्या क्या है, कितना है, कि वज्रयान में क्या डिफरेंस है, हीनयान में क्या डिफरेंस है, महायान में क्या डिफरेंस है, ईस्ट एशिया में कौन सा चला गया, ईस्ट एशिया में कंबोडिया में कौन सा, बुद्ध का कौन सा आर्म गया, थेरा गाथा क्या है, चारों जो काउंसिल्स हुई बुद्धिस्ट की, उसमें सुत्त पीटक, धर्म पीटक और विनय पीटक है। गुड। अभी यहाँ पे किसी के साथ आ रहा था, मैंने पूछा कि धर्म मार्ग क्यों है, चाणक्यपुरी के एसपी मार्ग में जाते हैं ना, चाणक्यपुरी से एसपी मार्ग की तरफ जल्दी निकलते हैं धौला कुआं से, तो एक मार्ग का नाम धर्म मार्ग है। गुड। क्या लॉजिक है, ऐसे इलॉजिकली रख दिया है नाम रोड का, क्या लॉजिक है। क्वेश्चन ऑफ कनेक्टिविटी, मेन रोड का नाम शांतिपथ है, उधर पंचशील है, और पंचशील के 5 कौन कौन से हैं, एक कोने में विनय है, एक में सत्य है, एक में न्याय है, धर्म है, और फिर बचा खुचा कौन सा मार्ग होना चाहिए। पंचशील के 5 क्या क्या थे, पंचशील सुना है ना, पंचशील मार्ग, नेहरूवियन फॉरेन पॉलिसी, मेन इंग्रेडिएंट ऑफ नेहरूवियन फॉरेन पॉलिसी, नेहरूवियन फॉरेन पॉलिसी वाज बेस्ड ऑन पंचशील। सो व्हाट आर दीज पंचशील्स, पंचशील मार्ग है ना वहाँ पर, वो डिप्लोमेटिक इनक्लेव का नाम, शांतिपथ के साथ वाला पंचशील है। तो पंचशील कौन कौन से 5 शील हैं, विनय होगा, धर्म होगा, सत्य होगा, न्याय होगा और नीति होगी। एक मिसिंग है, तो फिर तो एक नीति मार्ग भी कहीं खोजो, होगा, होगी, वो भी कहीं होगा, उसके अगल बगल। गुड। तो दिल्ली की रोड कनेक्ट कर दी कि नहीं कर दी मैंने, तो मैं किसी से यही सुनना चाह रहा था। गुड। तो हर एक चीज का एक लॉजिक है, हर जगह हिस्ट्री है, दिल्ली के हर कोने में हिस्ट्री है। आपको सोचने का नजरिया चाहिए। हर एक आदमी कहीं ना कहीं जाता है, आपको ईस्ट इंडिया में जाता है तो चिंसुड़ा में क्या है, और फ्रेंच सेटलमेंट कहाँ है, फ्रेंच सेटलमेंट्स इतने सारे। चिंसुड़ा इज ए प्लेस नियर हुगली, इज ए फ्रेंच सेटलमेंट, चंदन नगर भी है वहाँ पर। So all these things you need to know. Good. No question. So you are most welcome. You can come tomorrow to take a test. Good. Test, and then first class is on 24th. Program is clear. Who is going? What is the name? बना बैनर बनाया कि नहीं उसने? भैया मेरे बैनर तो दिखाओ यार, बैनर तो दिखाओ। Who is going to qualify prelims? देखो जी, who is going to qualify prelims दिखाओ। लगाया है कि नहीं लगाया है वहां पर, अंदर नहीं लगाया है, इसमें क्या, इसमें चार बैनर बने हैं, 4। हु इज गोइंग टू क्वालिफाई प्रीलिम्स? हो गया। देखो कैसा बनाया। टेस्ट कंप्राइज ऑफ 100 MCQ क्वेश्चंस। हु विल क्रैक द प्रीलिम्स 2023? सो कमेंसेस फ्रॉम 24 December at Dash Karol Bagh. Good. I welcome you to the who is going to crack prelims. But who will sit with me at the dash? कुर्सी लगा के यहाँ बैठेगा, कौन बैठेगा? जो टेस्ट पास करेगा, जो टेस्ट नहीं पास करेगा वो यहाँ नहीं बैठेगा। उसके लिए तो क्वेश्चन तब आएगा उसके मदद के लिए जब ऑडियंस के लिए जाएगा, करेक्ट। अदरवाइज हु इज गोइंग टू पास प्रीलिम्स? और उसके लिए कैसी किताबें ला के दूंगा? ऐसी किताबें 10 ला के रखूंगा। यू कैन विन दिस बुक्स, everybody can win these kind of books if you can answer the question who is going to pass the prelims. देखो दूसरा क्या है, दूसरा क्या है, और भी बहुत सारे हैं। 20 December 5 to 7 PM Delhi at Guwahati Center. 25 fellows, 25 for Delhi, 8 girls plus 17 boys. 25 for North East India at Guwahati, 8 girls per 17 boys. to charge for study material. 100% free shift to 50% students, 50% free shift to 20% students, 30% free shift to 20% स्टूडेंट्स। ये है जी पूरा 250 घंटे का प्रोग्राम। देखो जी प्रोग्राम भी कहीं लिखा होगा, कौन से वाले में बताओ? देखो देखो जी, देखो जी, हिस्ट्री 250 प्लस आवर्स 5 मंथ्स कोर्स, 250 प्लस आवर्स हिस्ट्री, 50 आवर्स ज्योग्राफी, 50 आवर्स इन्वायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी, 20 आवर्स जनरल साइंस, 20 आवर्स पॉलिटी, 40 आवर्स इकोनॉमी, 40 आवर्स एंड करंट अफेयर्स, 40 आवर्स। कितने हो गए टोटल जोड़ के बताओ? 260 हो गए। 260 टेंटेटिव आवर्स। गुड। पूरे फिजिक्स के बैच से 1.25 गुना ज़्यादा। हाँ जी, फिजिक्स का बैच कितना होता है? 220 आवर्स का होता है। 220 आवर्स, इन 220 आवर्स वी कवर A to Z ऑफ फिजिक्स ऑप्शनल। 220 आवर्स मैक्स 110 क्लासेस, 70 प्लस 45। और यहाँ तो कितनी क्लासेस हैं? 130 के आसपास क्लासेस हैं टोटल। हिस्ट्री फॉर 50 आवर्स, ज्योग्राफी फॉर 50 आवर्स, इन्वायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी फॉर 20 आवर्स एंड दिस। फीस भी लिखी हुई है 5 मंथ्स रुपीज़ 35,500, 30,000 प्लस 5,400 इज द GST। ये फीस है कोर्स की। गुड। तो जो अगर फ्री होगा तो कितना होगा? सिर्फ 5,000 होगा। वो भी सब लिखा हुआ है, ये सब फीस ही सब लिख दिया है। गुड। और भी बहुत सारे। चलिए ठीक है जी। एनी क्वेश्चन? देखो वीकेंड वाला भी दिखा दूँ आपको, ये भी लिखा हुआ जी। देखो GS फाउंडेशन वीकेंड बैच फर्स्ट क्लास ऑन 19 दिसंबर। 19 दिसंबर है आज, फर्स्ट क्लास हो गया है 19 दिसंबर। हिंदी में लिख दिया, जो बोला है वो लिख दिया गया है। विगत वर्षों से ऐसा देखा जा रहा है कि विज्ञान वर्ग के विद्यार्थी सिविल सेवा परीक्षा की प्रीलिम्स परीक्षा में ही काफ़ी संख्या में फेल हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि BSc MSc बैकग्राउंड के विद्यार्थी अपने छात्र जीवन में सामान्य अध्ययन के आधारभूत घटक जैसे इतिहास, भूगोल, अर्थशास्त्र, राजनीति विज्ञान आदि से दूर रहते हैं। गलत कह रहा हूँ? सत्य कह रहा हूँ। इसलिए विज्ञान विषयों के विद्यार्थियों के लिए सिविल सेवा परीक्षा में सामान्य अध्ययन, जो कि अनिवार्य विषय है, काफ़ी कठिन दिखता है नहीं? दिखता है। सिविल सेवा परीक्षा के सुप्रसिद्ध प्रशिक्षक श्री DP वाजपेयी सर ने 2000, मेरा ही नाम है, 2023 के अभ्यर्थियों के लिए निःशुल्क सामान्य अध्ययन कोचिंग की व्यवस्था DP वाजपेयी एजुकेशन फाउंडेशन के अंतर्गत की है। देश भर में 50 लोगों को कम से कम शुद्ध फ्री पढ़ा रहे हैं, 50 लोगों को। और उसमें टारगेट क्या है? 10 को पास करा देना। और अगली बार हम 10 का नाम आपको, जो 50 इनरोल करेंगे 10 का नाम लिखेंगे कि ये 10 पास हो गए। गुड। और शायद अगर मेरे यहाँ नहीं आते, शायद मेरे भाग्य से पास हो गए तो भी मेरा भाग्य। गुड। और खुद से देते तो होते हैं कि नहीं होते, भगवान भरोसे है। लेकिन हमारे यहाँ आएंगे तो 10 जरूर पास हो जाएंगे मिनिमम, और ज़्यादा पास हो जाएंगे तो और ही अच्छा है। अखबार में पूरा पेज का विज्ञापन छाप देंगे। अगर ज़्यादा पास हो जाएंगे, 50 में 50 पास हो जाए, एक पेज का छाप दूंगा कि 50 थे, 50 में 50 पास करा दे। 50 में 30 भी पास कर दिया ना तो पहले पेज को छपाऊंगा, पूरा पेज लूँगा अखबार में। अगर 50 में 30 भी पास हो गए तो 10 पास होंगे तो कुछ नहीं करूँगा, लेकिन खुद खुश रहूँगा। खुद खुश रहूँगा कि मेरा जो मिनिमम ऑब्जेक्टिव था ना वो सेटिस्फाइड हो गया। 3% की भी सक्सेस रेट नहीं है, हमने उसको कितने में कन्वर्ट कर लिया? 20% में कर दिया। गुड। और जो प्रीलिम्स का पढ़ेगा उसको मेंस में बहुत फायदा होगा। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि मेंस की विद ओनली आंसर राइटिंग हैज टू बी डन विद इन दैट मच स्पान इट कैन बी कंप्लीटेड। सो ऐसे लिख दिया। डायस संस्थान की ओर से कोचिंग में प्रवेश हेतु पूरे भारत में आयोजित किए जाने। भारत में कहीं नहीं हो रही है। कहाँ हो रही है सिर्फ प्रवेश परीक्षा? सिर्फ मेरे इस सेंटर में हो रही है और गुवाहाटी में हो रही है, कहीं नहीं हो रही है। उसको सिर्फ हम इसी को भारत बोल लेते हैं। हमारे लिए ये जो जगह है, क्योंकि कैमरा लग गया है, हमें जब कैमरा लगने से इसी जगह को क्या कह देते हैं? भारत। गुड। कैमरे का फायदा है। गुड। ये कैमरे का एडवांटेज है कि कैमरे के थ्रू कह दिया तो पूरा भारत हो गया, क्योंकि ये बात बहुत दूर तक चली जाएगी। कैमरे के माध्यम से गई है तो बहुत दूर तक जाएगी, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट ने कभी, अच्छा ये प्रोग्राम भी शायद उन्होंने लाइव कर दिया है, YouTube लाइव है। गुड। सो आई एम वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल टू all of you who have watched me live on YouTube. मुझे तो भूल ही गया था YouTube लाइव चल रहा है, YouTube लाइव चल रहा है, बड़ी बात है ना, YouTube लाइव चल रहा है. So I welcome you all for test on tomorrow at Delhi Center. It is at 18 Pusa Road. Nearest metro station is Karol Bagh, and Guwahati. We are going to conduct the test on 25th December by celebrating the birthday of our esteemed former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji at Guwahati. Good. So Guwahati students can join at our Guwahati Center, which is at 6 miles Anand Nagar, very near to Dispur, and on 25th December. Good. And Delhi Center is 20th. Class will be commencing from 24th. It will be live. Most of the classes we will try it. If I will take the class, definitely I will get the class recorded and it will be live. So my all students from sitting at any place in the country can join these online programs, and definitely online program will have different fees structure, and online student also can appear into the test. We will conduct them online test also, because test we will keep on conducting. Don't worry. There is a lot of tests. Definitely what free SIP and other things, whatever we offer, that will be only for the first batch which we are doing, because otherwise commercially system will become not viable. So first batch तो हम ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं जो हमने पूरा बताया है, first batch का system है. उसके बाद other batches will plan in due course of time. Good. So और कोई question है किसी को? और कोई क्वेश्चन है तो मैं आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूँ, सबको आमंत्रित करता हूँ कल के टेस्ट के लिए.